You're listening to the British Baseball Podcast. Hello, baseball family, and welcome into week 2 of the 2021 Around the Ground show, your results roundup podcast that brings you as much of the action and as many of the scores from across the leagues in all the land. And before I get into this segment, I'd just like to highlight a great little web page that I've been shown. It's stats.britishbaseball.org. On game day, you can see an MLB app style play-by-play display of your team's game and also your at-bats and stats. But it's well worth a look. I think I'll leave a little link in the show notes so you can check it out and see how you can get involved in this great and unique way to follow British baseball. So let's get into this week's roundups. We'll start off in the NBL as usual, the top division in the British Baseball Federation, to see if the Lancashire Legends can build on their 2 wins from last week and retain top spot in their league. All these games are double headers, so there will be no mention of that, hopefully. So all those playing the double header drinking game that happened in last week's show, sorry for your hangovers, but there will hopefully be none of that this week. So let's have a look and see at what we have on show. We have games from the 9th of May 2021. The London Legends took on the London Capitals. The Lancashire Legends were at home to the Essex Arrows, and the Hearts Falcons were at home to the London Mets. Now, in the first game there, we had the Capitals taking on the Legends, and that game went 7-3 in favour of the Capitals. The Lancashire Legends got beat by the Essex Arrows 17-3, and the London Mets were victorious 22-2 over the Falcons. The second lot of games, again, the Capitals beat the London Legends 12-2, with the Lancashire Legends winning 9-8 against the Essex Arrows in their game, and the Mets again scoring 22 runs against the Hearts Falcons. That leaves the Lancashire Legends on top of the tree with 3 wins and 1 defeat, and they're at the top of the table there with better goal difference, I think it is. Goal difference? Wrong sport. Never mind. You get the point. And here to tell us about their game, which apparently there's a cracking second fixture for the Legends, is Max Manoff.
Yeah, we had a pretty good one against Essex on the weekend.
Yeah, do you want to talk us through game one?
Yeah, sure. So, game one was probably, I think we were still kind of getting into the swing of things. We started off pretty slow. Those guys, if you ever watched Essex, they're really good hitters. Like, those guys just come out. They're probably one of the best teams to play, I think. They turn up, they have a lot of energy, they swing the bat hard. And they had a lot of hits in the first game, kind of put a lot of pressure on us. And we came back in the end, kind of put some runs up of our own, but we lost that one by probably a decent amount in the end. I don't know what the final score was, but I think that first game was us kind of getting ready, like, okay, we need to kind of bring out a bit more energy. Game two, because it was a pretty long game. Game one, pretty drawn out. But yeah, I think we learned a lot from game one, just about the fact that they just bring a lot of energy. They're very loud, and we kind of have to go out and match that in game two.
Yeah. So tell us about game two. What are the standout moments for you? Because you were awarded Dude of the Game by the Legends team.
Yeah. Well, I think I personally had quite a good game, but everyone played well in the second game. Like, I think we just came out, we were like, we said during the break, we're going to go out and we're just going to like bring the game to these guys game two. We had a loud dugout. We had guys kind of ready to go. So it was a pretty back and forth game. So we started out, we scored a few runs early in the game. They came back and put a few up against us. And we had an inning. I don't know which inning it was. I think it was the fourth or the fifth, maybe, where they put up a big inning. I think they had 3 home runs in the inning. And that was kind of a point where we were like, is this going to be a turning point? Are these guys just going to keep hitting, kind of maybe put the game to bed? But, the team really, we fought back well. We went in the dugout and we were like, we're going to go back and we're going to hit these guys kind of even harder. And we went out, we put a lot more pressure on them, put runs on the board again. And at this point, I think, tied game. We were up by 1 or 2 going into the 6th or the 7th. And we were trying to hold on to the lead because obviously, like stopping those guys from scoring is what we need to do there. And I think they put one run on to make it a one-run game, and then it ended up with 2 outs, a runner on third, and I think we had Al Banerjee pitching. He, against one of their better hitters, did a great job. Got him to fly out to center field, straight away shallow center field. And I was out there and I was talking to some of the other guys, and we were saying like anything in the air, we just fire at home as hard as you can. Don't think about it. So I just threw it. I wasn't really thinking about it, and that ball straight to Alex Patterson at the dish, made a great tag, got the guy out. So that was I think that for us that was like a big play. A lot of hype in the dugout, guys getting really excited. It ends their momentum, and then we went in. I think we put another run on the board that inning, which was big for us to make the lead 2 again. And they came out, and credit to them, those guys gave us a really good game. Like they were up cheering, supporting their guys. They put another 2 on the board. So we went out there. We were like, I think they put 3 actually. They went 1 run up in the end. So now we go into the bottom of the last inning. We need 2 runs to win the game.
Yeah.
So I went up there to hit, got a fastball down the middle, swung, managed to put a ball in the gap, get on second base. And then we had I think it was a single. And then they actually balked. It was a pretty confusing play. I don't know what was happening there. I was confused. Guy stepped out, a lot of yelling and that. But we got a balk, so we scored the tying run. And then Travis, we had a bunt, moved the run over to third, and then Travis came up to hit. And Travis he's already got 11 hits this season or something.
Yeah.
He just swings the bat hard, puts balls in play. And we had a ball straight to the shortstop. Guy goes home from third. And everyone's kind of lining up the dugout, excited because this is a walk-off moment. And the throw beats him to the plate. So everyone's there like, oh, surely we haven't just, not scored with a runner on third, 1 out or something. But in the slide, catcher drops the ball. So there's like a second of kind of silence. And then obviously, our guys are pretty pumped up, a lot of celebrations, all that. But I think for us, that's a big win against a team we couldn't beat last year, and a really good team. So for us, that's probably the most exciting moment we've had as the Legends for sure.
Brilliant. And that sees the Lancashire Legends sit top of the NBL.
Yeah, 3-1. And we've got 3 times as many wins as we had in the regular season last year. So, I think it's a pretty exciting year for us guys. Like, we definitely think we're going to have a pretty good challenge this year.
Excellent. Max Manoff, thanks for your time.
No worries. Thank you.
Moving on now into the AAA South Division, we had another couple of games being played. We had the London Mammoths at home to the East London Latin Boys that went 9-5 in favour of the Mammoths. The Kent Buccaneers faced the Richmond Knights, and that was a high-scoring affair, with the Buccaneers scoring 19 to the Knights 17. And then the final game of that morning saw the Essex Redbacks go down 1-6 against the Marauders. In the afternoon, the Mammoths won 15-10 against the Latin Boys, and the Buccaneers went down 4-14 as the Richmond Knights got an even score there. And the Essex Redbacks won their second game 9-3. Having a quick look now at the table, the Essex Redbacks are at the top there with 3 wins and 1 defeat. The East London Latin Boys, then Kent Buccaneers, and the London Mammoths and the London Marauders in that order occupy 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot with their 2-2 record, with the Richmond Knights in 6th place with 1-1, and the Essex Arrows AAA team being 0-2.
Okay.
Martin Hamilton from the Essex Redbacks.
Good evening, Matt. I love the top. I love the commitment. Great effort.
It's a present from Phil, who kindly got me involved.
Very nice.
Dylan's got it as well. Yeah, thank you. Red is not one of the things that I know for wearing, but it sometimes does match my eyes depending on what time of day I'm awake. So, Martin, you've very kindly agreed to come on to the Roundup Show to tell us about this weekend's events. I believe it was a bit of a stunner for the Redbacks.
Yeah. We our East of England team had a great day at home against the I know I'm a northerner, so you'll have to forgive me on the pronunciation. Is it Harwich or Harwich?
I think it's Harwich, but me being from Manchester and being quite northern as well, I'm known for butchering pronunciations. So
yeah, I'm sure
apologies.
my missus gave me a lot of stick for that, and I still can't remember what she said. So apologies if it is Harwich. Somebody can put us right. But they had a great day anyway. I think the games were played in a fantastic spirit, and obviously the Redbacks came away with 2 wins. So it was a cracking start to their season. And then the BBF team, yeah, we were away to London Minotaurs. Again, 2 fantastic games played in brilliant spirit. So big thanks to those guys and girls for hosting us. Yeah, we had a cracking start from Ben Brett pitching a complete game. I think it's his first one as he's developing his pitching career. And I had a fairly good day at the office. I was quite chuffed with I managed to hit 4 home runs yesterday, which was a first for me. So yeah, really pleased. And I believe the AAA boys took a game apiece at their game as well. So overall, pretty successful day for the club.
Yeah, 4 home runs in one game. Talk us through it.
Well, first things first, I think I'll to be completely truthful, and the Minotaurs were very truthful as well. They're busy developing their second diamond, so their outfield was slightly shorter than what it usually would be. So yeah, if I'm honest enough to say, probably 2 of the 4 would probably be in doubles in any other field. But hey, we'll both playing on the same field and on the same diamond. I'll take what I can. But yeah, last season was a bit strange. It was obviously a shortened season. I found it hard to get into a groove. So yeah, my stats weren't particularly anything to shout about at home. So I just sort of try and hit the ground running with this season, and obviously second game in, it's done me the world of confidence. And I don't really know. It was just I wouldn't say luck, but just got the pitches I liked and got the connection, and then off they went. And some days you just have those good days.
That's amazing. I'd like to see, and I will make inquiries with some people that may know to see when the last time 4 home runs were hit in a single game within the league competition. Because you may have just set a benchmark and a challenge, maybe see who can.
I'll take that. Fair enough. Yeah. No, that'd be really interesting to hear. Keep an ear out for that one. Yeah, it's like I say, certainly a first. Managed a Grand Slam 2 seasons ago, but never 2 in one day, let alone 4. So yeah, really chuffed with it. Really chuffed.
Was it all in one game as well?
It was all in one game. Yep, back to backs, all back to backs. So.
Which was the better feeling, the Grand Slam or just knocking 4 home runs out in a single game?
That's a tough one. I'd have to put them on a level playing field. But it was pretty cool that the guys in the dugout gave me the silent treatment after the 4th one, which you only usually see on the TV. But so that was that was quite funny. They were on form with that one. Well played, boys.
Brilliant. What a great team spirit. Excellent. Martin, anything else you'd like to add about your big day?
Just that it was an all-round stellar performance from the lads I was playing with in the BBF, and obviously by the Sons of Things East of England. And just that the Redbacks have been doing a fantastic job recruiting. We've got a massive squad now and loads of newcomers, and just for those guys to keep plugging away at training, opportunities will come, and that's all down to Sean and the crew and the culture that they've developed at the club. It's just a pleasure to be around.
Brilliant. Lovely stuff. Great story. And one thing you noticed there as well, you're saying that there's a lot of players now turn up and you've got quite a big squad. It seems to be a real good theme that's running at the moment. I've noticed a lot of people turn up at Manchester and a few other clubs as well. I've mentioned that they've got swelling ranks too. So happy days. Great for British baseball all around. Well, Martin, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we'll see what you manage to pull out of the bag next Sunday.
Brilliant. Thanks for your
time. No pressure, mate.
I'll try my best. Thanks, Mark.
He's done it.
He's done it.
That's the 3-run home run, right? Yeah.
Four teams in action in the AAA Southwest Division, where we had the Rebeldes versus the BC Vetra, which ended up being 9-8 in a closely fought battle there to the Rebeldes. The Bristol Badgers took on the Bournemouth Bears with interest in this game coming from across the states. The Bournemouth Bears took that game 5-4. And then in the afternoon, the Rebeldes went down swinging 2-12 against the Vetra, and the Bournemouth Bears won again 6-3 against the Badgers. So that lets their table look like this. The Bournemouth Bears sit there pretty with 2 wins, 0 losses, with Rebeldes and Vetra occupying second and third with 1 win, 1 loss apiece. And the Badgers there sitting at the bottom with 0 wins and 2 losses. But this is a longish season and there's still plenty more action to come, and these positions will more likely change. AA Central. We had 4 of the 6 teams in action this weekend, with the Hearts Hawks taking on the Oxford Kings, the Essex Archers facing the Cambridge Monarchs, and the Hearts Hawks went down 2-19 in their first game, and then the Cambridge Monarchs defeated the Essex Archers 12-7 in their opening fixtures. In the return legs, the Hearts Hawks again were knocked down by the Oxford Kings 15-5, and in a high-scoring game in the afternoon there between the Monarchs and the Archers, Cambridge again came out on top 18-12. Those big wins for the Kings lets them sit at the top of the table with 4-0 record. The Monarchs there are second, and Milton Keynes Bucks are in third place, both winning 2 games and not losing any so far. The Essex Archers occupy the 4th spot with 0-4, with the Hearts Hawks there at 0-4 in 5th place, and Norwich Iceni at 0-2. AA South East saw a plethora of games take place, with the Croydon Pirates away to the Richmond Dragons, winning that game 22-3. The London Musketeers hosted the London Sidewinders, and that game was 12-7 in favour of the Sidewinders. The East London Latin Boys AA team faced the Guildford Mavericks, and that game again went to the visiting team 11-3. The Croydon Pirates in the afternoon won 22-2 against the Richmond Dragons. The Sidewinders took another victory 13-7 against the Musketeers, and the Mavericks topped off a weekend of sport for them with 14-4 against Latin Boys, which every visiting team there won on the day. Let's have a quick look then at the table. The top team there being Croydon Pirates with their 3-0 record. Second place is the Sidewinders, again with 3-0. Guildford Mavericks occupy the 3rd spot, 2-1, and then London Musketeers with their 2-2 even record, sitting in 4th place. The East London Latin Boys are in 5th with 0-3, and the Richmond Dragons at 0-4. Single A Central action coming now, with the London Mustangs at home to the Hearts Londoners. That game ended up 7-5. The London Mustangs beat the Hearts Londoners in the afternoon again, 10-6. And then we had the afternoon game, I should say, Hearts Eagles against the Heart Raptors. That was a shutout for the Eagles. They won 18-0. And then the London Minotaurs took on the Essex Redbacks single A team, and they lost that 2-17 in favour of the Redbacks. And then in their afternoon game, the Redbacks won comfortably again, 18-4 against the Minotaurs. Having a quick look at their league, the 6 teams stand like this. Essex Redbacks in top place with 2-0. The Mustangs are 2-0 as well. The Hearts Eagles are 1-0. The Hearts Londoners are 0-2, with the Hearts Raptors just in there 0-1, and the London Minotaurs at the bottom there with 0-2. So let's have a look now at the single A South, where we had a couple of games played this weekend. The Brighton Brewers took on the Bracknell Inferno in their game of the day, and that went in favour of the home team, the Brighton Brewers, as they won 11-10.
Bracknell Inferno played against the Brighton Brewers on Sunday, and each game finished with 1 run in between, and the 2 games were split in half. The first game finished 9-8 to Bracknell Inferno, and the second game finished 11-10 to the Brighton Brewers. It's a really nice day. Like, it was really energetic from both teams. Really nice. There was some hot moments sort of between some players which went on, but everything was resolved by the end, and everyone came to a point where we all understood. I would say, and I think Brighton would say as well, the game was defined sort of by infield errors, both of them. Not hideous errors, just not perhaps like that energy for that clinical precision out that you needed in the second game. That's definitely what I feel cost us, and maybe they would feel the same in the first game. I can't put words in their mouth for them though, but the pitching on display was brilliant. The batting on display, because of the pitching, was also brilliant. So when there was a hit, it was a good hit most of the time, and then the running was really aggressive as well. And it was just a very nice day where I got to enjoy a beer and watch my team play baseball. Cheers. Look forward to the next game with them.
And the Guildford Millers took on the Brighton Jets single A team, with that morning fixture going in favour of the Brighton Jets 13-3, and the afternoon 20-8 in favour of the Jets. And at that game playing were the brothers Matt and Chris Locke. Matt was playing for Brighton and Chris was playing for Guildford. And let's hear from them about that game today. So, Chris, you played for Guildford, and Matt, you played for
Brighton Jets.
Brighton.
Yes,
Brighton Jets.
They're both Brighton and Guildford this year in the Southern A League. There are 6 teams, and 4 of them are Brighton and Guildford. So we've both had brilliant recruitment this year. We've had an amazing kind of pre-season at Brighton, where we've had we did some marketing, and we're regularly getting like 45 people turn up at practices, which is incredible. So we're fielding 2 single A's. So we made that call before we started the practices, hoping that we would have enough players to field 2 single A teams this year. And actually, we could probably have fielded 3. We're doing, recruitment has been phenomenal this year, and I know it's the same down in Guildford.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's my first season at Guildford, so I don't know much of what went before, but yes, equally about 30, 40 people at practices. And actually with the Millers, which is the Guildford team I play for, we've got 2 single A's, the Gold Cats and the Millers. With Millers, we're resting players week to week, because we've actually got more than we need, which is a fantastic situation to be in.
Yeah, I mean, we both played baseball long enough to know that actually not, having more people that you need at the weekend to play a game is a really lovely feeling.
Yeah, especially when you hear like some clubs that have gone under because they couldn't even get a starting 9.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. What a great way to start this one off. So the day's finally come. Matt, when we spoke, when we did our episode, it was teased that you may be facing your brother Chris in a game this season. And this weekend, we had a double header where you both faced off against each other. So who wants to go first with how those games went?
I'll give Matt the gloating rights.
I'm not gloating. Brighton won both. I think, as often is the case at the single A, it really comes down to pitching. And I think that, we're lucky. We've got a couple of younger players. We've got Liam, who pitched the first, who's 16, who came up through Brighton Youth. And is a really, really sharp pitcher. And then we had Steve put in a couple of really good innings in the second game, and then finished off with Tom. So, we're lucky in that we've had a couple of pitchers around for a couple of seasons in the single A's. And we've got some brilliant youth coming through. So we focus a lot on pitching. Jared and Robin and Aaron, our coaches, try and give everyone a chance to try ball pen. And I think that's really the kind of trick at single A, is even if you've got guys who can just put in an inning or so as a closer, pitching is really the difference. At least you can then, get the ball out to the field and give the fielders a chance to kind of finish the inning. But it really comes down to pitching, I think.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I had a fantastic 4 hours in a field with a glove.
which is basically
it's the pleasure for me. So this is, I think Matt said on his tweet, it was 25 years since we played. Actually, for me, it's more like 30. I know Matt played a lot longer, came back from uni a few times and played senior games. But really, my baseball stopped when I went to uni, which I'm ashamed to say is 30 years ago. So it's a really long time. And honestly, a lot of the play, I mean, I'm loving playing. I'm loving the games. We won our first game as the Millers last week, and I had a good 2 RBI hit. So even though I surprised myself so much last weekend, I actually fell over between home and first on the run. But no, I mean, the pleasure for me has just been, being part of a club and playing baseball again. And the Guildford group are fantastic. But I think also when we were playing 30 years ago, as Matt said in the previous podcast, we were from a family in the late 80s and early 90s that really built a team. Our dad built a team and our whole family was involved. All 3 brothers played. Dad managed and mum scored, etc. And I think being part of a club again and being part of a group of people and playing is fantastic, and just the social side is great. But it just also brings home to you, how much it takes to run a club. I mean, the work that Michael and Chris and Ben and Laura and others do running Guildford is amazing. And it really just, grassroots sports, particularly in a minority sport like baseball, is just an amazing amount of work by the people that kind of, volunteer. And I think that's been the kind of really interesting thing for me, is coming back and realizing, that I'm trying to be the player that we always wanted to walk through the door when we were running a club, so turning up early, helping us, putting stuff together. And that's as much a massive part of it for me as playing itself, just being part of a really good club at Guildford. And it's just every second of it's been amazing. The first training we had was on Easter Monday. Remember that one Easter Monday when it was really sunny and then it snowed the next day, on an Easter Sunday, and then it snowed on Easter Monday. And especially coming out of lockdown, just being in a field throwing a ball around with people again was kind of, I was like high on social contact as much as anything else. But no, it's been fantastic getting back into it.
Excellent. So what were the standout highlights from game 1?
I got a good hit. I kind of reached first on a jot fed strike first at bat. Second one did a nice little kind of line drive that went over second. And got in on the run on that, I think. We've been focusing a lot on base running in Brighton, so we were kind of quite aggressive in stealing the bases. But yeah, it's just nice. I think for me, actually, the highlight was just turning up to the diamond and seeing Chris there setting up the batting, setting up the backstop, and just the idea of us both playing baseball again for the first time in so long was just my highlight. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, also, we haven't actually seen each other since August anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's, in the world the way it is at the moment, it was just a pleasure to actually see Matt as well as play against him. For us, I think our hitting was good.
You had some big hits in the second game.
Sam in the second game was hitting well. Brian, I mean, these are new players. Well, I'm a new player. Say 30 years, I'm a newbie. I'm not an experienced player. But with new players that have, I've seen starting a practice this year have been playing really well. So I'd say Sam had a great hit. He's really good.
You had quite a few ground rule doubles in that second game.
Yeah, and Brian was hitting well. We had some really good defensive play as well. So I think it was Leon third, got a good double play, etc. So, the moments there, Mike as our first pitcher has always been reliable. He needs more behind him. But, he was great in the first game and held it tight for a bit. So, yeah, our hitting, I think, shows real promise. And I think we've got some good hitters who will come through, but we've just got to get really tight on our defence and our pitching.
Excellent. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
I stole second and slid in and pulled my calf, which makes me feel 49 years. But I got
I stole a base as well.
So that all that matters.
It's all right. Our coaches say we're going to do aggressive base running, but when you're 49 years old, there's a limit to how aggressive you can really be.
I can imagine.
I slid and got called safe. It was one of those moments when I thought, okay, my brain is pulling up things that I would do in that situation as a teenager, but completely forgetting that the body is not teenage again. But no, I slid, didn't rip my trousers, pulled my calf, but I got safe, so it doesn't matter.
Lovely stuff. Right, I look forward to speaking to you both again in the return fixtures to see if Brighton can get one back over the Mavs. But gentlemen, thank you very much for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.
Great, thank you very much.
Cheers. And that's all we've got time for this week. Thank you very much for everyone that's contributed, the people that have tried really hard to get stuff over to me as well to become part of this community roundup. Really appreciate it. And wow, 4 home runs in one game. What a great weekend for British baseball. Numbers are growing with training sessions too. Things are looking up. So have a great week. I'll see you all soon. And don't forget, if you want to get in touch with the show, just drop me a message wherever you see me on social media or email me britishbaseballpodcast@gmail.com. And let's get something set up for a quick chat and discuss your team's events. And until next time, stay safe. Ta-ra.
Yeah.